So here, I just want to show a close-up of the doll, and you can see how the doll has the shepherd's hook, and then here is the little lamb, and the little lamb fits into my hand. It's really tiny and it's really soft. And then I just wanted to show some of these books that I have that go with it. The Lord is My Shepherd. And then the other book, you have One Spring Lamb by Ann Vitter Kennedy. And then this book, The Lord is My Shepherd book, is edited by Juliet David, illustrated by Julie Clay by Candle Books. Now I'm just going to show you that the shepherd's hook will come out. And what's nice about this shepherd hooks, I showed two different ways to make it. This is the easier way to make it, and inside you have the copper wire, and that will make it malleable, and you can bend it into a hook. And then it has a little strap for holding. And then you can see that the Jesus doll has this outfit on, and then has the strap that goes on the outfit. And then underneath the outfit you have ties that are holding it together. Then you have the little sacred heart, or the heart, on there if you want to put that on there. And then of course you have the cute little sandals. I don't have mine come off. They're actually sewn on. And then the feet go up and down, and the arms go up and down. I used 2 crochet hooks for this project, my J or 6mm crochet hook, as well as my N or 9mm crochet hook. You're also going to need a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. You're also going to need your F or 4mm crochet hook. The yarn I used was Vanna's Choice Lion brand, and this is the honey colored yarn. For the honey colored yarn, you're going to need at least 1 skein, and you'll probably use about 1/4 of the second skein for making the hair and the beard. You'll need some black yarn to draw the mouth on. You're going to need a light pink yarn for the cheeks. I also used Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo, and this color is buff. You can see it's a really nice beige color. You're going to need a soft white yarn for the doll's outfit. I used Doris Solid Black Eyes, and these are the 18mm safety eyes. To start the beard, you're going to take the honey colored yarn, and we're going to fold it over on itself to form a loop. And then you're using your J or 6mm crochet hook. Just put it right through the loop. Hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So in the second chain from the hook, you're going to bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through both for a single crochet. And you're going to make 1 single crochet in the last 2 stitches. And in the last stitch, you're going to make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. For the next row, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to make a single crochet in the same stitch. So right below that chain 1, you're going to make a single crochet, and then you're going to make a single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and then you have one more stitch left, and in that last stitch you're going to make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So now you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to make a single crochet in the same stitch. And then you're going to make a single crochet into every stitch except the last stitch. You're going to make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So now I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually 9 stitches counting that last chain 1. Then chain 1, turn your work. You're going to make 1 single crochet in the same stitch, and then make 1 single crochet into every stitch across. And then in the last stitch, you're going to make 2 single crochet into that last stitch. So now I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then chain 1, turn your work. You're going to make 1 single crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet into every stitch across. And then 2 single crochet in that last stitch. Now you can just chain 1. You can see how it's forming a V at the bottom, which is what you want. And then just chain 1, turn your work. This time you're not going to make a single crochet into the same stitch as your chain 1. You're going to work a single crochet into the next stitch over. And then you're just going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch across. Do that one again. Now go ahead and chain 1 and make 1 more row of just 1 single crochet into every stitch across, and then come back. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work. You're going to make a single crochet in the same stitch. So go into the same stitch, make another single crochet, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch except for the last stitch you're going to make 2 single crochet into that last stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to make a single crochet into the same stitch and repeat 1 single crochet into every stitch and then 2 single crochet into the last stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, make a single crochet into the same stitch. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch across, and then 2 single crochet into the last stitch, and then come back. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work. This time you're not going to make a single crochet in the same stitch. You're going to go into the next stitch over, and you're going to make 2 rows of just 1 single crochet into every stitch and then come back. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and this time you're going to make a single crochet into the same stitch and then 1 single crochet into every stitch across, except for the last stitch you're going to make 2 single crochet into the last stitch. Now you can chain 1, turn your work, and this time you're only going to go into the next stitch over, and you're making 1 single crochet into every stitch across, and then come back. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to make a single crochet into the same stitch and then 1 single crochet into every stitch across, except for the last stitch you'll make 2 single crochet into the last stitch and then come back. Now you can see how you have a point at the bottom. This is exactly how you want your work to look. Now we're almost ready to start the top portion of the beard, but before we do that, we're going to do our last row where you just chain 1, turn your work, and this time you're not going to go into the same stitch. You're going to go into the next stitch over and just make 1 more row of 1 single crochet into every stitch across and then come back. Now you're just going to take your work and turn it, and you're going to go into the next stitch over. So this stitch over here, the next stitch over, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches. Then in the 10th stitch, the next stitch is the 10th stitch, you're going to slip stitch into that stitch. Just yarn over, turn the hook upside down and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to turn your work, and you're going to go into the next stitch over, and you're going to make a single crochet. And then you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches. Then you're going to turn your work, and And you're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch over. And you're going to make a single crochet into the next 7 stitches. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then turn your work, and you're going to make a single crochet into the next 6 stitches. Then you're going to turn your work and make a single crochet into the next 5 stitches. And the last row, you're going to turn your work, make 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Then you're going to finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And then you finished one side of the heart. Now you're going to take your crochet hook. We just finished the one side of the heart. We're going to go to the other side now. You want to go into that very last stitch with your crochet hook. You're going to take your yarn, hook it and bring it through. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work over, tie a knot, and then now you're going to take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, go behind your loose yarn end, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through both for a single crochet. You're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 8 stitches. Then I still have my loose yarn end, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it since I buried it enough. And yes, this work likes to curl up a little bit with this type of yarn, but that's alright. Then in the next stitch, you should only have 1 stitch left. You're going to slip stitch into that stitch. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to turn your work, and you're going to go into the next stitch over and make 1 single crochet into the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. Then you're going to turn your work and make a single crochet into the next 7 stitches. And then turn your work, make a single crochet into the next 6 stitches. Turn your work, single crochet into the next 5 stitches. And then our last row, you just turn your work, 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then slip stitch into the last stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And then you finish the other side of the heart for the beard. And you're going to need 2 of these and then come back. Now you should have 2 hearts completed for the beard. Go ahead and take just one of them for the front of the beard. And you're going to take your tapestry needle with the black yarn. We're going to draw the mouth. You're going to take your tapestry needle and come up from the back side. And you're going to count from the center. So here you have the 2 center stitches. And then the next row down there's 2. Count 2 more over. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total stitches that are between the ends of the mouth. So I'm just going to show you how I'm drawing the mouth on. Make sure that you leave enough yarn on the back for tying a knot. And then I'm only going down at an angle because I wanted a little smiley face. So half a stitch down and over. And then I'm going to go over the 6 stitches and come up. And I'm going to go ahead and make the upper part of the mouth on this side. And then I'm going to come back up and then go across. Then you have your smiley face. You can go ahead and tie your knot on the back. Now I'm going to show you how to make the cheeks. You're going to need 2 of them. You're going to start with your light pink yarn or whatever color you want for the cheeks. And you're going to start with a magic circle. So you just take the yarn, drape it across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers, and then hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. Then take your 6mm crochet hook, go under those 2 loops. You're going to bring up a loop. You're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to go under the 2 loops again and bring up a loop. 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through both for a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. That's going to count as your first double crochet in the magic circle. Now we're going to make 3 more double crochet in the magic circle. So you're going to yarn over, go into the magic circle, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, 2 loops remaining, yarn over and go through 2. Now you're going to make 3 more double crochet, and now you're going to make 3 half double crochet into the magic circle. So you yarn over, go into the magic circle, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for a half double crochet, make 2 more half double crochet, then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to make 3 more half double crochet into the magic circle. So just yarn over, go into the magic circle, bring up a loop, make a half double crochet. You're going to make 2 more. Then you're going to make 3 double crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to take your forefinger and your thumb and just hold the base, and you'll have these two loops on the opposite side. You're going to pull on one of them. If it doesn't close, just let go and pull on the other one. And then take the loose yarn end and pull on that. Then you're going to just slip stitch into that bottom stitch of the first single crochet we did into the magic circle. Then just yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the heart onto the face for the cheek. Then you're going to take your tapestry needle and put it onto that long end that you left for sewing. Because you're going to take that long end and you're going to go right down the center of the heart. And you can close it, the center of the heart, a little bit by pulling on that back loose yarn end, not too much, just a little bit. Then take your long end that you left for sewing, go right down the center of that circle. And then that just pulls the heart into shape. Then you can tie a knot on the back, and that'll just hold the heart shape. And then you have the two long ends left for sewing the heart onto the beard. And then you just need two of those. Now go ahead and take your tapestry needle and just sew the hearts onto the beard. After you finish sewing on the face of the beard, the mouth and the cheeks, then you're going to take the two pieces and put them together. We're going to crochet the two pieces together. We're going to start at the bottom, and you can go ahead and tie a knot with the loose yarn ends. And then tuck those into the inside. Then you're going to take your crochet hook and go into that bottom stitch. Make sure you get both the front and the back part of the beard. Then you're going to hook your yarn and bring it through, and then just make a chain of one. And then turn the work over and just tie a knot. And you can bury that loose yarn end as well. And then you're just going to take and go into the next stitch over, making sure to get both the front and the back part of the beard. Bring up a loop and make a single crochet. And you're going to make a single crochet all the way around the heart back to the beginning. If you turn a corner, you may need to make 2 stitches as you turn the corner to make sure that it doesn't curl up. And then when you're almost closed, you're going to stuff the heart with some craft stuffing. You can use an old pillow, but just take some craft stuffing a little bit and put that into the pillow before you close it. And when you're almost closed, come back and then I'll show you how mine looks. So you can see how mine looks so far. It has a nice edge around it and a nice heart shape at the top. And now I'm almost closed. I have a little bit of an opening. I'm going to go ahead and put some craft stuffing in now. So I just put just a very little bit in just to give it a little bit of a shape. You can see how much I put into mine. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish closing the rest of it. You can see how I went all the way back to where we started. And now I'm going to make a slip stitch into that first stitch that I made. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook to close it up nicely. Then you're just going to yarn over and then pull enough yarn to sew the beard onto the doll. and that is the beard. For the head, I'm using my buff color from Red Heart Super Saver. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start with a magic circle. So you're going to drape the yarn across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers, and then hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb, just like this. Then take your J or 6mm crochet hook, go under those 2 loops, bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to take your forefinger and your thumb and just hold the base of those 6 single crochet. You have your 2 loops on the opposite side. You're going to pull on one. If it doesn't close, let go, pull on the other one, but this one's closing. Then take your loose yarn end and pull on that. Then we're going to put 2 single crochet into every stitch around for a total of 12. I'm going to do the first one with you. So 2 single crochet into every stitch for a total of 12, and then come back. This is how your work should look so far. If you have an opening in the center of your magic circle, just turn your work over and pull on that loose yarn end. Then you're going to take your yarn marker, and I'm just using one of my scraps of yarn, just place it right where you left off. We're going to start our increase rounds. For the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. For the next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the third stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. For the next increase round, you guessed it, 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the fourth stitch. Repeat that pattern all the way around. Now for the next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the fifth stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. And you're going to keep increasing, so the next round will be 1 and 5, all the way up to 1 and 8. So 1 single crochet into 8 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 9th, and then come back. You should have finished the last increase round, which is 1 single crochet into 8 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 9th stitch. The body is made the same way, except that you're going to increase to 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 8th stitch. Now to finish the head, we're going to take and move up the yarn marker, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch for 14 rounds. So 1 single crochet in every stitch until you've completed 14 rounds, and then come back. After you finish 14 rows on the head, go ahead and set this aside, and you're going to make the hair the same way as you did the head, except you're going to use your honey colored yarn. So go ahead and make the hair the same way up to the point that you did for the head, except use your honey colored. Your work for the hair should be looking like this, and you should have finished 14. I'm actually going to extend it more, so you're going to make a total of 27 rows or rounds. So you're going to keep going, 1 single crochet into every stitch until you have completed a total of 27 rounds, and then come back. Now you can go ahead and take your yarn marker and move it up, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, This is going to be a decrease round. So I'm going to show you how to do your first decrease stitch. But first you're going to make 1 single crochet into 7 stitches. Now I'm going to show you how to make the decrease stitch. You're just going to take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker and then come back. If you have any extra stitches before you get back to your yarn marker, just make 1 single crochet into every stitch. Then you're going to take your yarn marker and move it up. And then for this decrease round, you're just going to make 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches. And then you're going to make your decrease stitch. Then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn mark. For the next decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 5 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. And repeat that pattern all the way around. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. Now you just want to put a little bit of craft stuffing on the inside before we completely close it. You can see that I barely put an inch worth of stuffing into the hair piece that we're creating. You just want to give it a little bit of softness. You don't want it to be too large, so just put a little bit of stuffing in before we completely close it. Now you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. Repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker, and then for the next round it'll be 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, then the decrease stitch. Then the next round will be 1 single crochet and then your decrease stitch, and then come back and then I'll help you decrease and slip stitch it closed. Your work should be almost closed. You can go ahead and take your yarn marker out. You're not going to need it anymore. And then we're just going to make decreases until we can't decrease anymore, and then we're going to slip stitch it closed. So I'm just going to decrease around. And this should do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch it closed. So now what you're going to do is you're going to skip a stitch, and then you're going to, so I'll skip the stitch and then go into the next stitch over, and make sure your yarn is off to the side and go in front of it, go into that next stitch. After you skip a stitch, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. And you're going to do that all the way around until you're completely closed. So go ahead, finish slip stitching until it's completely closed. Once it's completely closed, go ahead and yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring enough yarn through to finish sewing the part on the head of the doll. To make the nose, you're just going to take your yarn and drape it across the 4 fingers. Use your thumb to stabilize. Wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers and hold it in place with your pinky and thumb. And we're going to make the magic circle. Take your crochet hook, and I'm using my 6mm J crochet hook. I'm going to bring up a loop, yarn over, and bring through the loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then take your forefinger and your thumb, just hold the base of the 6 single crochet, and then close up the magic circle just like we've done before. Take the loose yarn end and pull on that. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So only 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 2 rounds, and then come back. After you finish 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, you're going to take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, yarn over, and bring the yarn through both loops on your hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the nose onto your doll. And then you have your cute little button nose, and if you need to close the center of the magic circle, you just take that loose yarn in and pull on that, and that closes it nicely. And then you're just going to tuck that loose yarn end into the center of the button nose, and that will be enough for keeping the stuffing. You don't need to put any additional stuffing. That will work just fine. And then your little button nose is ready for sewing onto the doll. Now we're going to go back to the head, and you should still have your loop on there. We're going to continue the head, closing the head later. You should have 14 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch completed. Now you're going to go to the front of the head, and we're going to put the face on. The first thing you're going to do is place your safety eyes, and my eyes were placed from the magic circle, starting the magic circle, counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 rows down, I placed my safety eyes, and there's 9 stitches between the eyes. Once you have the eyes placed where you want them, then you're going to put your safety latch onto the back. Once you put these safety latches on, they're not coming off, so make sure that your eyes are placed. Then you can take and sew your button nose on, and this is where I placed my button nose, right between the eyes. Make sure that it's centered, and then once you have it centered, then you're going to take your tapestry needle and just sew right at the base, going in and out, and sewing the nose on right at the base all the way around. After you finish sewing the nose and placing the eyes where you want them, then you're going to turn the work, and we're going to finish closing the work. So you're going to take your yarn marker and move it up. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 8 stitches. Then you're going to make your decrease stitch. So you go into the next stitch, bring up a loop. You have 2 loops on the hook. Go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. Then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. You're going to move your yarn marker up and make 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, and then your decrease stitch. And then you're going to just keep repeating. The next round will be 1 and 6, and then a decrease all the way down, just like we did for the hair. We're going to until you're down to the 1 single crochet and then decrease stitch around. So go ahead, finish the decrease rounds until you're almost closed, and then come back. And also don't forget that as you're closing, you're going to need to stuff the head before closing. So you can see how the head looks so far. So you want to kind of position the craft stuffing in the head, or the pillow stuffing in the head, so that it's not misshapen. Then you can see how I'm almost closed. So you're just going to take your crochet hook. You can take out the yarn marker now, you don't need it. And then you're just going to make decrease stitches all the way around until you can't make decrease stitches anymore. And then you're going to make your slip stitches. So I'm just going to make a couple. I'm about to make slip stitches now. Now for the slip stitch, what you're going to do is you're going to skip the next stitch and go into the next stitch. Make sure your yarn is off to the side, go in front of it, skip a stitch, go into the next stitch. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook. And then keep making your slip stitches until you're completely closed, and then you're just going to go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then you're going to take your tapestry needle, put it onto that loose yarn end, and you're going to go back in right where you tied your knot, and then come out anywhere on the head, and then just cut that loose yarn end. And now the head is closed, and we're going to sew the beard and the hair. Now we're going to sew the beard on, so you're going to need the same colored yarn as the beard on your tapestry needle, and then you're going to position the beard right under the nose, and then you're just going to spread the heart so that it falls right under the eyes, and then you're just going to sew along the border of the top of the heart. So once I have the beard in position, I'm just going to take my tapestry needle and I'm going to come up along the side of the beard. Make sure you leave enough yarn for tying a knot, and then you're just going to take and sew along the edge, all along the top of the beard. And then now after I've finished sewing across the top of the heart, this is how mine looks, how much of a gap that I left under this eye and this eye, the same. Make sure that they're equal on both sides, and then this is how far down I went from the nose. Then once you're finished and you're on the other side with your tapestry needle, you finished sewing all along the top of the heart down to the other side, what you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom of the beard, and I'm going about, here's 1 row, 2 rows, remember these were double crochet, so I'm going to that second one and I'm pulling down the beard just like this, and then I'm going to take my tapestry needle and I'm just going to sew the beard to the head at that level, all the way back across to the other side. And then come back. Also remember, you're not sewing the beard to the face, you're just sewing the bottom of the beard to the head. So the beard should still be able to go back down when you're finished. Then you can tie a knot to that loose yarn end that you had. And then you just take, after you've tied a knot, you just go right where you tied the knot with your tapestry needle, come out anywhere on the beard, and then just cut your loose yarn ends. And then when you come back, I'll show you how to put the hair. The scalp line is going to be, this is going to be where we started the magic circle. You're going to put that towards the front of the head. And then the side that you closed and left the long end for sewing, that's going to be the back of the head at the bottom of the hair. So make sure you have the right side that you want showing on the top of the doll. Then you're just going to place it onto the head, and make sure you have your yarn ready, the same colored yarn on your tapestry. Make sure that the stuffing inside the head is positioned how you want it. You can move it around through the hair. Once you have it in place, then you're going to place the hair on top of the head, and I went about 4 rows above both eyes. And then you're going to put the tapestry needle and start along the center of the scalp and then sew down the middle of the head, making the hair line or the part in the head. And I have my magic circle lined up with the nose to center. Then once you have the scalp in place, then you can sew along the side. Just press the hair down on top of the head and sew along the edges of the hair only. And only sew up to the edge of the beard at that angle, because we're going to put the sideburns here and then finish sewing down the back of the hair. So only sew along the front scalp on both sides. This is how mine looks after making the center part and sewing down the front of the scalp. So now I'm going to show you how to make the sideburns. Now for the sideburn, you're just going to take your yarn, the honey colored yarn or the same colored hair, and fold it over to form a loop. And I'm using my J or 6mm crochet hook. Just go right through the loop, hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and thumb. You're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 10. 1, so I have a chain of 10. Then we're going to move up to the next row. So go ahead and hold that last stitch with your middle finger and your thumb and make a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to make a double crochet into the stitch that you're holding, or the 4th chain from the hook. So yarn over, go into the 4th chain from the hook, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, 2 loops remaining, yarn over and go through 2. Then you're going to make 1 double crochet into every stitch across, and then come back. So make 1 more with you, yarn over, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, make your double crochet, and you're going to make 1 double crochet into every stitch back across, and then so this is how my work looks. I finished my last double crochet into the last stitch. Now you're going to make a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then turn your work, and then you're going to make a double crochet into the same stitch. So you're going to work into the same stitch as you made your chain 3. Then you're going to make 1 double crochet into every stitch back across, and then in the last stitch you're going to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then come back. I have 13 double crochets when I finished that row. Now I'm going to make a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then turn my work. Then I'm not going to go into the same stitch as my chain 3. I'm going to work in the next stitch over, because now you want 1 double crochet into every stitch. And you're going to keep doing this until you've completed a total of 6 rows. So a total, here's 1, 2, you're working on your 3rd, you need 3 more, and then you can finish off. Go ahead and come back when you finished a total of 6 rows of 1 double crochet into every stitch. This is how my work looks after I'm done. And you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Then I'm just going to go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew it onto the doll. And then you're going to need 2 of these. So go ahead and finish making 2 of them, and then come back and I'll show you how to sew them onto the doll. So I finished both of my sideburns for the hair. And this is how much yarn you still have left of the second skein. So you still have quite a bit of the second skein left over. Now you're going to take the sideburn and make sure you have the shorter end on top, towards the top of the beard. Just line it up at an angle with the top of the beard, and it can go under the hair too. So just line it up at an angle, and then this one side is going to be sewn to the beard end. And then you're going to sew along the bottom, and then you're going to also keep the rest of it under the hair, and then sew along the edge of the hair. And this is how I sewed it along the edge of the beards to keep the 2 edges together. I'm just going through the end stitch of the sideburn and the stitch on the beard, and then I just sew the 2 ends together so there's no gap. This is what my one side looks like after sewing to the beard and to the side of the face. Now I'm going to make the other side. The other important thing is that before you start sewing, make sure that both sides are equal distant from the eyes before sewing, and that they look exactly the same. This is how mine looks after sewing the 2 sides on, and how the face looks so far. Now you can take the back of the hair and take that long end that you left for sewing, or just get the same colored yarn as the hair, and you're going to take and weave right through the bottom only, because you're going to go and sew the back of the hair to the head without going through to the other side. So you're only going to sew this part to the back of the head, and then you're going to leave the bottom part hanging below. So you're just going to sew to the back of the head only. So here you can see how I did it. I just flattened the back of the hair, and then I'm taking my tapestry needle and I'm just going to go right through the back of the head, right at the level that the hair meets the back of the head. and then just sew the hair to the head. Just going back and forth until it's sewn in place and secure. And I'm not going all the way through to the other side. For the body, you're going to start it the same way that you did for the head, except for the increased rounds, you're going to stop after you make 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 8th stitch. Then you're just going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch for 14 rounds. Then you're going to make your decrease rounds the same way, except with the body, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 7 stitches. And then you're going to make your decrease stitch. Then your next round will be 1 single crochet into 6 stitches, then your decrease stitch, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to close it. And go ahead and stuff it at any time during the closing, and then you just close it the same way that you did for the head. This is what my body looks like after I'm finished sewing it closed. Then you're going to take the body and place the head onto the body. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to sew with your honey colored yarn on your tapestry needle. You're going to sew the hair to the back of the body and the beard to the front of the body, and just make sure that the head is sitting the way you want to, because you have to sew with the regular colored yarn the head to the body on the sides as well. Then your head, just make sure that it's not too floppy. You should be able to stand up if you have it sewn on really well. You can see how mine isn't too floppy. It's actually staying on the body very well. And I sewed the beard on, and the neck, and the back hair to the body, and then the other side of the neck.